US officials have confirmed Joe Biden has won the state of Georgia after the votes were audited by hand. It was launched after unofficial results showed Biden leading President Donald Trump by about 14,000 votes. President Trump can still request a recount in Georgia as the margin between the candidates remains below 0.5%. The confirmation takes Joe Biden to 306 electoral votes. Meanwhile, President-elect Joe Biden says it is, quote, totally irresponsible for President Trump and his supporters to delay the transition with baseless legal challenges. Sky News political reporter Annalise Nielsen filed this report from the White House.
The coronavirus task force here in the US has warned the country is on the cusp of its third and largest wave. The Centre for Disease Control has warned against any travel during the Thanksgiving break. Despite that, Vice President Mike Pence said his government is not recommending national lockdowns.
And we do not support closing schools.
The latest update revealed the colder autumn weather has seen more Americans staying indoors in close quarters and spreading the virus at the fastest rate yet. With 172,000 cases reported nationwide and a 77% increase in the last fortnight, Dr. Fauci fears Americans are becoming complacent with the prospect of a vaccine on the horizon.
Now, I've used that metaphor that the cavalry is on the way. If you're fighting a battle and the cavalry is on the way, you don't stop shooting. You keep going until the cavalry gets here, and then you might even want to continue fighting.
Mike Pence says he's confident America is about to turn a corner.
Each of us does our part to look after our own families and our own communities. I believe the day is coming soon when we will put this coronavirus in the past.
The president-elect didn't hold back his criticism for the current administration and its delay of the transition. Joe Biden's still being blocked from viewing government intel regarding the pandemic.
Well, I don't know his motive, but I just think it's totally irresponsible.
Meanwhile, the election count continues to drag out amid a series of lawsuits from the Trump campaign. Donald Trump made an extraordinary intervention in the certification of votes in Michigan, calling a state lawmaker directly. Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, has escalated his attacks on the counting of ballots during the US election, now claiming there was a centralized campaign to carry out voter fraud.
This is not a singular voter fraud in one state. This pattern repeats itself in a number of states. Almost exactly the same pattern would suggest that there was a plan from a centralized place to execute these various acts of voter fraud.
While the heat was on, it was an unfortunate sweat mark that received the most attention. At this point, the legal losses well outnumber the wins for the Trump campaign, and with Thanksgiving less than a week away and plenty of Americans planning to travel and spend time indoors with family, the pressure is mounting for a national coordinated response.